Hey everyone, how are you? So welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit subscribe and follow along on other social media outlets. All of that is below in the description. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and you're more than welcome to see feedback publicly or privately. Thank you. Okay, so for today, there's an awful lot going on energetically. We have new moon in Taurus, and Taurus is, that kind of it brings out the bullishness in people, but it's also such a strong earth card and a card full of balance as well. So that is kind of, and because we're dealing with a new moon as well, energies are running high, which they have been for the last few days. So it's this kind of like, are you feeling somebody else's emotions or is this yours? And trying to balance it all out. It is all about the balance and also about the manifestations and the power and the magic along with this amazing star sign. So it's all about kind of the bringing it out of yourself, and really staying on top of everything that you want to get done, not in a kind of OCD time schedule kind of a way, but more in a case of like, staying on top of it, as in, right, I've half done this, I'll do it again tomorrow because I'm a bit tired, and being okay with that and not being bull thick and powering through and either wrecking it or making yourself sore or kind of causing other aggravations towards yourself and towards others as well, okay? Which is so important within these weird COVID-19 times. So remember to breathe and check in with yourself. Okay, it's very, very important. Okay, so for today's data guidance, I am using my Moonology deck by Yasmin Boland, and I have chose a happy card via the feelgoodcollective.ie. Okay, so for the Moonology, we have your commitment is being tested. Okay, so with this card, what I get most of all is this kind of like, for some people, it might literally be your romantic relationship. Maybe you've had to adjust to, not seeing the person in a physical sense. So it's this kind of like trusting yourself, trusting the other person. I will just point out, where are they going to go? Everywhere is in lockdown. So they're not out on the beer when they're saying, this kind of way where don't feel like they're doing that because they're not in the pub or they're not here, there, or everywhere. They're not taking people out for dates or whatever. They're pretty much in the same position that you are, sitting at home, working from home, looking after kids, or just trying to stay sane in these crazy times. Also with this card, it actually just on the line of relationships, perhaps being cocooned or quarantined in the same place as your loved ones, particularly perhaps in a relationship sense, in a marriage, in a partnership, whatever the case may be. It's tough. It's tough at the best of times, but now there is no escaping. So perhaps some part of you, perhaps you need to have these conversations and kind of just speak about the future and what you both want, not just a case of plodding along. Evaluate what's important and what's not important, and what needs to be done and what needs to be done. And do you know what I mean? Is it all for the material things, or is it, about the base, about the relationship and about what you want, moving forward. Commitment perhaps at work is being tested. Do you know what I mean? If you've got kids and you're trying to homeschool and you're trying to entertain them to the highest or the best of your abilities will allow, so your commitments there are going to be tested as well. So it's a case of trying to balance it out, and with this new moon, it is about the balance. It is about the balance. And also with the manifestations. For some of you, perhaps you've been putting your manifestations in you know what I mean, into practice. I don't know how to phrase that, but you've been manifesting, and now all of a sudden all of this, everything is in lockdown and it's just gone to shit basically, or that's how you feel. With this new moon, pick it up again. There's no time constraints. The universe will allow things to fall into place. For some people, perhaps, within a work sense and within that kind of sense, that your manifestations are still working at work, because you're still there, whether it be in your home office, at the kitchen table, or within the building. So that is still working along. So don't give up hope on your manifestations, and don't lose hope on your manifestations. The universe will deliver when it is time to. So don't kind of be disheartened because you wanted this, and this done within 6 months, and realistically now you're kind of looking at the time scale of things and kind of going, it's going to be like a year now. That's okay. Who knows what other little gems will appear along the way, okay? And then for the happy card we have, are you following your truth or someone else's? Are you following your truth or someone else's? Very, very important to always check back in with yourself and check in with your mind for your mindfulness of, are you following or just going along with someone else, or are you actually opening your mouth and getting your words out? With this card, I did, like, my throat chakra just kind of went cling. So perhaps there's things you're not saying and things that need to be aired out. And again, it's the commitment of things, how you're saying it, not what you're saying it. Not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. That's what my mother always used to say. It's this kind of, so perhaps that's a conversation you need to have with yourself. And kind of mapping it out and then having the conversation verbally, whether that be over the phone. And I am saying verbally, so it has to be either like an actual call, not an email, not a text, nothing like that. So either a call, a FaceTime, a Skype, whatever. So you can actually kind of feel, or, the person can hear or see the tone or the expression on your face. Okay, very, very important, because otherwise, writing in an email, it will sound blunt and it will sound cold and heartless, and I know that that's not really what you want. Okay, right, so they are the cards for today. Thank you all so much. Happy new moon, and remember to balance and check in with yourself, and most importantly, remember to breathe. I keep saying it to people and I feel like a broken record, but breathe. Okay, just breathe. In for 4, hold for 5, release for 6. Very important. Thank you all so much. I hope that you have a great day, whatever corner of the world that you are in, and stay safe. Namaste, my friends. Bye.